Hello and welcome to Composition 2. My name is Ms. Robinson, and the purpose of this video is so you can put a face with the name of your instructor, and for me to go over a few of the really important details of the course. At the very top of the list is communication. It is key. In a face-to-face course, it's easier to communicate with your instructor because you could swing by before class starts, ask questions during the class, or stay later and talk to your professor then. But for an online course like this, we must rely on our virtual connection. So I check my email and the Q&A forum on the discussion board frequently, and I will try to respond to any questions you have just as quickly as I can. I have virtual office hours. Every Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 12, I will be available to meet. I'll send you a link to that meeting place and time, but don't feel like you have to accept or decline that invitation. But just maybe want to keep it someplace safe, that'd probably be okay. Or I can always resend it to you if you happen to misplace it in case you want to pop in some Wednesday. If there's someone in the room ahead of you, you'll just wait in the waiting room until I'm finished meeting with that person ahead of you. You can also request a meeting with me anytime via Zoom just by sending me an email and letting me know that you'd like to meet, and I will set that up for you. If you've never used Zoom, don't worry. If you've never used it before or you feel a little bit uncomfortable about it, I'm going to post later this week a brief tutorial video on how to attend virtual Zoom meetings. You can always email me, but please note that my email address doesn't really look like my name like most UALR email addresses do. It looks like M.A. Lahadny, but that's me. And I ask that you only use your UALR.edu email address to communicate with me, for everything in the course, because the system doesn't really recognize email addresses outside of the UALR.edu domain, and your assignments could get lost, your email could get lost, and that wouldn't be good. So please only use your UALR email address to communicate with me, and for everything else. Synchronous time. I'm still working on that based upon your surveys. We won't have any synchronous meeting time this week. You have enough on your plate, and I would rather ease into this online environment and this course a little more gently. But next week, we will probably meet as a class for a brief meeting, just kind of to say hello and introductions to each other sometime. Synchronous meetings, that particular one, and any small group synchronous meetings that we have throughout the semester will always be recorded and posted in the announcement after the meeting. So if you can't ever attend one and you are supposed to attend, then just shoot me an email and let me know, and then you can always go back and view the recording to see what you missed in the meeting. The course syllabus has been posted on the left-hand menu of our course homepage on Blackboard, and please read that carefully and let me know if you have any questions, especially the section on how final grades are computed. In addition to the major assignments, there's also presence or attendance, which is presence and attendance, and that's through the discussion board, through our synchronous meetings and that kind of thing. The discussion board is very important because that's how we can really communicate with each other all the time. There will also be some smaller assignments sprinkled in throughout the semester, and those are not on the schedule. Sometimes they'll be for bonus points. Sometimes they'll just be required assignments that are smaller based upon some instruction that we've had during that learning unit. You all are doing a great job on this week's assignments, and I'm really pleased with the way that you're responding. Next week, we'll jump into our Learning Unit 1 and all the instruction that's necessary for completing the first major writing assignment at the end of that, which is the synthesis essay. So on a weekly basis, what can you expect? Well, every Monday, I'll post an announcement with the week's assignments. I'll post the forum where you will post and respond to each other on Blackboard. And I'll also, at the beginning of each learning unit, introduce the unit with a video and go over the assignment and the grading rubric so that you will have a good understanding. And of course, you'll have that recording. The assignments and the grading rubrics will also be in the course schedule too. And in the announcements. So that's 3 different places you can go back and view the assignment in case you forget exactly what is expected and what the requirements are as you're working on those. Please get used to checking the announcements and the discussion board often, because that's really the heartbeat of the course. And every learning unit builds upon the last one, so I just don't want you to get behind. The learning is layered, and we take it a little bit at a time and one step at a time. But it's important for you to try to stay caught up. If you ever don't understand anything, just let me know and send me an email or with questions. Peer review is very important. We'll have 3 different types of peer review for the first 3 major writing assignments. It's important that as writers you get feedback from your peers, and it's important to learn how to give good feedback, good meaningful feedback. Our goal is to help each other become better writers, and this is a skill that you'll use also throughout your college career and on into the workplace. So it's a good one to practice, and we'll practice it in 3 different ways this semester. Internet access doesn't always work out like we want it to. In fact, I intended to have this video uploaded for you this morning, but my neighbor is remodeling, and you may be able to hear some of that background noise, and somehow some of the wires got crossed, disconnected, something. So I had no internet access this morning. All that is to say, I understand that sometimes things just happen. My deadlines are firm, but I know that there are times when circumstances happen that are just beyond your control. The most important thing you can do is to communicate with me and let me know what is going on. As I've mentioned before, there's no textbook for this course, and I will provide you with readings, instructional materials, videos, any resources that you need each week for every assignment. So no textbook. We'll start with readings in the first unit that will help us start learning about the different genres of the sources that we'll use in our research for our papers. And we do this because to become better writers, we must become better readers. And so these readings will help you pick up some tips to become a better reader, and you'll probably recognize some things that you're already doing. So that's where we'll begin. The focus of this course is academic writing, and you will develop the necessary skills for understanding and writing academic discourse by the end of the semester. This is a lot of information for you, and I don't want you to get overwhelmed. We're going to build all this one step at a time. This is just an overview. But again, I can't emphasize enough how important it is that you communicate with me. I believe that there is no such thing as a stupid question if it is asked. The only stupid thing is if it is not asked. So don't hesitate to ask me anything, and I'm here for you, and my goal is for you to succeed in this course. I look forward to getting to know you this semester and watch you grow as writers, beginning with this week's Google form and the discussion board posts. So watch for the course schedule later this week, and as always, if you have any questions or concerns, please let me know. I hope you have a great week.